Hey, welcome. We're back with new collections in 2024 for January, the first of which is going to be Ambience Warfare. So, this covers a variety of aesthetics from medieval, historical, sci fi, some of the collection themes that we've sort of visited already. And it's kind of fleshing those themes out a little bit more and adding some really interesting utility for some battle scenes. It's a great collection. Let's jump into it. Taking a look at the main project window, there are different battle ambiences that cover an array of different sort of aesthetics. So there's a historic firearms battle, for example, a medieval, modern military, sci-fi planet, and then there's objects that are associated with all of these aesthetics and ambiences as well. Let's have a listen to a couple of those quick. Historic firearms. Historic medieval battle. Modern military battle. Sci-fi planet battle. And then also sci-fi space battle. We'll open up one of the objects projects to have a listen to some of those examples. All right, so here we are inside of objects historic battle. So these are all some of the individual elements that comprise a lot of the constructed ambiences. So in theory, if you wanted to create your own ambience from these objects, you could also do that entirely from scratch. So here is some of the melee sounds. Melee edged impact large, armor impact, rifle single shot, armor impact leather. We have a lot of variations for each of these sounds as well, sometimes up to 12 of them. These would work really well as sort of spot sounds in a blend container in the background. And then cannon single shot. One really cool thing inside of these objects projects is we have a distance control that modifies some EQs and some other plugin settings on the track. If you're building your own ambience from scratch, or if you're looking to add these into your project sort of as one shots or stingers, you can use that same distance parameter inside the objects projects as well as the ambiences where you usually find them. So I'll play around with that a little bit. Here is the shield impact. So this is a medium distance. If I go further away, you can actually see it's changing some parameters here. It's also changing this EQ, the IEM EQ. All right. And then we also have a wise limiter on here, which I don't think has any modulation attached to it. But again, really cool feature and helpful if you're trying to blend in your stingers to the ambient beds later on. All right, back in the main project, let's go ahead and open up one of the actual battle scenes or one of the battle ambiences. So we'll do historic medieval. Let's take a look at the different layers that are in here real quick. There's a lot of them and it's going to be hard to see them all when we're zoomed out. So layer 1 is a Foley layer. Layer 2 is swords. Layer 3 here is arrows. Layer 5, we have some male voices. Got it. Female voices. All right, so I'm going to start by building an ambience from the ground up by manipulating the distance and quantity macros for each layer. Using these parameters, we can adjust the distance that the user or player might be from the battle. Here's an example that puts you right in the middle of the battle. Here's another example, maybe from a hilltop perspective of the battle. So I'll increase the arrows and then decrease the distance for everything else. Cool. So that should give you a pretty good idea of what you can do with these ambience tracks and how you can sort of customize them. So my overall impression for this collection, I would say it complements pre-existing collections, something like Ambience Sci-Fi or Ambience Medieval, extremely well. It's likely you might have some battle sequences and those type of themed projects. So having this Ambience Warfare collection with all these different battle loops in one place where you can go in and create these different environments to sort of enhance the immersion of whatever the project is you're working on. It's a really nice collection that complements a lot of things that we already have that exist inside of Strata currently. So I love it. So as far as kind of looking at some demo and some usage of the collection, I'm going to add some of these sci-fi space battle ambience and stingers to the spaceship Unreal demo level I've been using for recently. And we'll expand on this a little bit inside of a Wise Up on Air at a later time as well, at the end of the month. So here I'll kind of just play around with this a little bit and then show you how it sounds in engine with some of the other sounds that I already built. So I have this tied in with the events that I set up for the Fire Ambience project. Essentially, it's going to post an event for the laser cannon and the machine gun, and they'll randomize. That'll start with the scripted event. Here's the battle ambience with both the ambience stingers and the bed. Laser cannon object, I'm going to just make some adjustments with the distance here. Maybe something moderate like that. All right, let's get the machine gun or the laser machine gun burst in there. Make that a little bit closer, perhaps. So here are the space battle stingers. Battle ambient bed. Just gonna play around with this a bit. Hey, thanks again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can see the collection highlights as we release new collections all throughout 2024. If you have any questions about Strata, you can check the Audio Kinetic community Q&A, or Strata general questions or comments, comment in the YouTube video below. I'll be happy to help any way we can. And look out for the Wise Up on Air at the end of January. We'll be doing a little bit more in-depth and deep dive, playing around with this collection a little bit more than what we can in a short video. And it should be pretty cool to see some of the implementation ideas that you could use if you're using the collection. So take care. I'll see you next time.